Okay, welcome back, everybody. My name's Chris. This is Starters Order 7, our jump save in the UK. And a vastly reduced roster, which just seems quite wrong at this point, considering how many horses we've had. But it's definitely better. I'm just used to seeing 15 to 20 horses, and we see 4. But hopefully, these 4 are going to be good enough to take us through where we need to go. Like I say, all the 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds in the field and in the breeding barn can come back out. For next season, we'll kind of see where they're at. Waffle Pedre as well. Next season, we'll see where he's at. But we're quite good on the breeding. I've actually bred to Action Front once by mistake. And that was because I couldn't find the horse I wanted to. It was according to Mandem. Because I was on the wrong page. But that's okay. Like I say, we're pretty much done with the breeding in July. It's quite a big number of horses to cover. A lot of dams there ready for this year. So the only one we've got out ready to race is now Josie. We've got a little 2-6 beginners chase. And then we have got the Ascot chase pending at the end of the year, which, again, I'm not sure exactly suits and is going to be good, but we're pushing in that way. Tatanjura, again, the entry hurdle, Nakayama Grand Jump, but that's all the way in April, so whatever comes up first will come up. While up, the Grand National Hurdle back in Rickerton, and then John Durkin Chase, the Daisha Guy, and the Melling Chase, I think, are interesting tests. So, yeah, we'll kind of see where they're at. And our youngest horse, Foxtrot Romeo, the only one of 5 years of age or younger, or younger to have survived the cull, the almighty cull. And he is doing okay. We got the Wellington Hurdle, a little listed race for him, but he doesn't look amazing. He's fine. So yeah, I am trying to set some time aside tomorrow, Friday. So today, when this video goes up, so I'm recording on Thursday, I will be looking to see if this horse is able to run well today. I will make some decisions today, but I will be looking tomorrow to do a little bit of testing. I'm going to export who I can out into a new schedule and run them. So people like Foxtrot Romeo, I'll be able to do this with and see now Josie as unfortunately is blocked in. Tatanjura's okay. Wala is also blocked because they were brought into this save. But everybody on this shortlist and a bunch of people once we end the season will be able to be ported over into the other save if we want to. So just a heads up on that, because I think I've got a way, as I've previously talked about, of building the new schedule with the races I kind of want set up in the kind of way I think makes sense. But I want to go in and edit some races in the feature races file. So like I say, there might be a video recorded tomorrow that might go up on the weekend. So that should be interesting if I can get that done about the making of a new schedule. But with all that being said, it's time to go racing. And we do start with known Josie. And again, a horse I think is okay, but I don't know. So definitely some testing for her. And this is only a novice with a favourite with a high rated. Everything kind of makes sense here. So I don't expect to learn a lot from this race. If we, finish well down the order, if we win by a considerable margin, then sure, I will accept that that is something to learn from. But apart from that, I don't know. But the 2 mile, 6 furlong, beginner's chase over an island, little class 2 novice. We're towards the back of the pack there. And everyone looks to have gotten away okay. A decent first jump for us, and we're up just behind some of these leaders, but a little blocked off. One of the ones that was blocking us off is Temple Lord, who just got unseated at the second. We got Diamond Blue and Duke of Chesterwood up ahead of us immediately. We have Calmos kind of blocking us in. We jump quite poorly and move to the back alongside Misty Heights. Got Labor as well. And Guranga now closing in on Private Seductress at the front with a couple of nice jumps. Still a mile and a half to go. Halfway on the jumps with jump number 8. But still a long, long way to go. And I think we've been blocked off a couple of times just very shortly. And then we have jumped poorly over a couple of jumps. Couple of nice jumps too, so it's not like it's hurting us a crazy amount. And we're in a solid position now. As long as Duke of Chesterwood doesn't come in our way here, and we do manage to get up, there's Labor and ourselves with Duke of Chesterwood behind Private Seductress. Up comes Diamond Blue. They're going for it a little bit early out to the front. Now Josie going with them now. Final 3 furlongs. Last couple of jumps. Here's the final jump then. Final furlong. We jump it okay. We seem to get up and get ahead of them, but we didn't seem to land very comfortably. Half a furlong from home. Num Josie pushing out over Diamond Blue. Duke of Chesterwood all the way back out of frame. Still holding on to third. Labor right there with them. Not able to get up. Calmos into 5th. A solid run. The 2 joint favourites both did really, really well. The 2 highest rated for sure. And that's kind of what I expected in this race. We didn't dominate. We went out. We did okay. Ireland, I feel, has slightly better horses than Britain. So this is a slight test in terms of the field. The trip to Ireland's not much of a step up, but it is a tiny step up. So tiny step up for the field, tiny step up for the distance. If this was a British field in Britain with the same kind of field there, you'd expect maybe a 2 to 3 length win. Nothing super crazy, but it's where I would put Noun Josie and expect her to be, and that's kind of why I think it's played out there. So, as well, with not a perfect run. Like I say, we did get blocked off a couple of times. We jumped poorly a couple of times. We moved all the way to the back, and they had to come and move all the way back up as well. So, not a bad opener. Not a bad opener. We don't really learn a million things from it. We've won now 2 of these in a row. This is a slightly better one. We came second, of course, in the steeplechase, but some way back as a Grade 2 race. The Ascot Chase, I think maybe does suit. I think it maybe does suit. Again, we're going to book as we go and find other races. So, yeah, we'll kind of see how she progresses. But we got the Wellington Hurdle moving all the way up on Foxtrot Romeo to 3 miles, 1 furlong. Might be too far. I don't know. 3-2 seemed to be okay. But now this is, you know, a little trip as well. I don't know. I honestly do not know. But solid horse. We got Charitable Act, who looks pretty good as well. Wise Hill, Teabags, pretty good. So, yeah, 2 Irish, 2 British, a French, and an Australian here at Trentham. The Wellington Hurdle. Red Sovereign running a bit annoyed, maybe. We are carrying high weight because it is a handicap, so it's going to handicap us on rating. We're the youngest horse in the field, so that has to be taken into account. So I think acceptable for me is 3rd or 4th, maybe. That's kind of where I feel we might end up. Nobody seems to be in like fantastic form. Maybe if Hector Spectre hadn't got injured, then they might have come into this with a couple of wins. But all they really have under their belt is a maiden. There doesn't seem to be much form elsewhere. Wise Hill Teabags has a 6, and then, unseated twice, an injury twice, a win, a second, third. Maybe that's kind of the true form. So I think we can win. I'm not expecting to win, but I think top 4 is realistic. So we'll kind of see here at Trentham for the 3 mile 1 furlong Wellington Hurdle Class 1 listed handicap for 4-year-olds and above. Your favourite is Wise Hill Teabags. But everybody wants to see Foxtrot Romeo win this, right? Right? Everybody? Foxtrot at the rear. Kind of seemed to go up the inside. Looked like we were maybe trying to go to the front and then just let everyone else go. Found our space at the back. And, I mean, that's fine. We're kind of up to jump 4 of 22, so there's a lot of jumps. And we're coming up to 2.5 miles from home. So, yeah. Long way to go. Nothing really changed here. Wise Hill Teabags leading us out from Red Sovereign and Hector Spectre. Back to olden times, and then Charitable Act. We're still like 4 lengths back of the pack. We didn't really jump that one really well either, number 9. So far, I think a little bit of a slow start, and then a few poor jumps. It gives us a lot to make up. But if they're not really 3-milers and we are, that was really weird. If they're not 3-milers and we are, then we've got a good shot coming into this as we're coming up now to the final mile, basically. We've run just over 2. We still have 8 jumps left. Number 15 here on the back stretch. Foxtrot Romeo seem to be catching up a little bit to Charitable Act, and then Charitable Act is pulling away. We are moving into a running lane. Charitable Act is going for this. Looks like they've got the pace to go out and win this. Absolutely storming home. Foxtrot Romeo is trying to compete, but just doesn't seem quick enough. Still got 2 furlongs to go. To win this now would probably be a miracle. Take some amazing jumps we haven't seen. Red Sovereign has fallen to us. They are now in last place and coming. Oh, woohoo! Everyone does a 360. Everyone does a 360 over the jump. Magical stuff. Foxtrot Romeo looked like they could get up into 3rd. Looks like we will be battling here for 4th, which is kind of what I wanted us to finish as a minimum. We're going to be just in behind in 5th. Not a great run. Didn't seem like we had any pace. Didn't seem as if we particularly ran well. I would say that we definitely can run better than that. And we just weren't really at our best. But we started poorly. And then a couple of bad jumps early on set us back. And we never really jumped well, so we didn't move forward. That's kind of what I would say about it. So kind of poor. Kind of poor. The domestic wins, which isn't a huge surprise. But I did expect more. I did expect better. Don't really get any feedback on distance. Yeah. Really interesting. So I'm guessing 3-1 won't do, and 3-2 is actually kind of a better length for us. I'm guessing there, so maybe we look at a 3-3. Grand National Steeplechase in Rickerton. I mean, that just sounds like fun. It sounds like a party, right? That sounds fun. But what it also sounds like is us just getting absolutely rinsed at the same time. Yes, that's so interesting to me. So interesting. We're already going to Rickerton. So setting up a double header is fun. The Grand National Hurdle and the Grand National Steeplechase. I mean, at some level, kind of why not, right? Kind of why not? Not expecting to win either of them, but we could have a good run. I think that's kind of interesting. There is we could have a good run, and if we get the distance right, maybe Foxtrot Romeo can win some races because 3-2 seemed to fit. Now we'll move into a little over 3-3. But the more distance we've had, the better we've been. Like 4 of 12, 5 of 6, pretty much at, 3 to 3-1. When we're at 2-6, the last 3 races we had were 5th, 5th, and 8th. So, we move up to 3-2, we come second. Maybe 3-2 is what we want. There just aren't races there for us. So yeah, 3-3 in a bit is possibly what suits. Possibly. I'm not fully convinced. I'm not fully convinced. But yeah, I definitely think it could be worth running. It could be worth running. I don't really want Tatenduro in a grade 3, even if it is in Australia, which makes it a little more difficult to win. But I don't think there's really much else. Haven't raced in a month. It's going to be another little while. So if we're going to Australia, early August, and then mid to late August, we're going to New Zealand. I don't mind that either. I do think 2-6 suits us. 100% 2-6 suits us. Just what else can we run here? And is there anything that's a slight step up? I don't think so. I think this is all going to be pretty similar. Because you get to run the grade 1. That's a step up. The grade 3 is a step back, but it is, again, a foreign race, which I don't know. Foxrock went up in distance. Should be interesting. And Josie has pretty much run the same things, right? So there's no group races. So what's the most interesting thing for her? I mean, Clairefontaine, but we don't want to run France because that's just bad for us. See, the sales chase, but is that a selling race? I don't know. I don't think it is. That's just a listed race. Oh, Galway. Little handicap. I think the step up might be this, and we get absolutely brutally murdered by Blue Charm. That might be. That might be what that is. Um, yeah, when I look at it, it's just I don't see much else. I don't know what day to look for, so there we go. So we're on the 22nd then. Which means the 29th should be a breeding point, which means now in Josie, we go to the 30th. I'm guessing didn't breed the first time, so okay, that should be the 5th. I hate the fact that these dates are all covered up. Like I couldn't, if I didn't know, I couldn't tell. Yeah, okay. I feel pretty good with this one, in that I feel it, pretty good with the race I booked. Not that I feel pretty good about her chances in it, because I don't know. Now, well, standards differ in different kind of parts of the world. Because I think Ireland maybe 5 to 10 rating points up. And I know ratings don't really equate to a good horse or not, realistically. But I do think there's a value in judging them in that way. So like a handicap of sorts. So that 171 I could see being a British, like 181, for example. So the fact, best way to do it is just drop 10 points. So first we become a 151. So we're just ahead of Vulcan Surprise River Ensign. We're kind of where Ice Tricks is. A little behind Genuinely and Notre Dame. And a long way behind Blue Charm. So I can do that, and then I can see Notre Dame, good form. River Ensign, not bad form. Ice Tricks, not bad form. Blue Charm, sporadic, but really good form in general as well. So you can kind of size up the field that way. If it was France, I'd probably give 20 points because we're not there. You know, that's very difficult for some reason on this schedule. So yeah, it's like, how do we judge this? Well, it's a class 1. We've been running class 2s, but we ran well in a grade 2. So it could suit. Tiny little bit more distance, but it could suit. Us being favorite is wild. The Blue Charm's the favorite. I don't care what they want to say. Notre Dame. Yeah, I can see that. Good form for sure. Second highest rated. Yeah, I've kind of got us here in a 3rd or 4th spot. If we get higher, then I'll be delighted. If we get 5th, then I'll be a little disappointed, but understand it. Anything lower than that, I think I might have more of a problem. So 2 miles, 6 furlong, 110 yard. SCL Sales Chase, Class 1 listed in Ireland, 5-year-old and above. And we do start near the front, which is a good sign for me. We've got Genuinely on the outside. Coming up is Vulcan Surprise and Ice Tricks. Now, the grey getting up into things. River Ensign on our inside. Blue Charm is way at the back. Notre Dame, camera side. Solid jump from everybody on number 1. Zoom out a little bit here so we can get a good look at the jumps. And looks like Blue Charm jumping decently well to start things off. And again, Num Josie does fall at 4. And so, yeah, very difficult to judge horses on a performance like that. I don't think we jumped poorly. I don't think we were in a bad place. I don't feel that we were outclassed in this race. It's just that, yeah, we never got our shot. We never got our shot. I hate when stuff like that happens. I really do. Yeah. Don't wanna, don't wanna try and find another class 1. Something I really like. It might have to wait till September. Or it might have to be a trip to France, which I really don't want to go to France. We are 161, so we take 20 points off. We become 141, and we're in line with Francis Albert. That might be. Oh, why did I misread that? I don't know why I thought that the first race then would have been known Josie and nobody before us, but Tartan Jura just ran. See, have a horse fall, try and figure a race, have to go to France. I'm in my head so much at that point, I don't look at my horse's next race. Tartan Jura 4 of 7, a decent way back, not near the top 3. I'll give us a decent chance in this race. Yeah, bit of a poor run, really. Bit of poor run. Didn't enjoy the trip over to Australia. Yeah, that kind of feels bad. That kind of feels really bad. We've had a poor run at Riccarton in graded races. So I think yeah, we've had a good couple of trips to Trentham and Morphettville. But if I'm looking at the graded races, we win here, we win there. But then it's a bad trip at Riccarton. We move down to grade 2, we have a bad time in France and in Ireland. Domestically, almost win the grade 1. Then we do win a grade 1 in Japan. And we don't have great trips to France and Australia. So it's really up and down form, kind of a real mixed bag. But I think since we kind of took over the horse, you can kind of see we are running decently well in grade 1s. Those two back to back at the end of last year, for sure. And then these two step down, haven't really worked out for us. It's becoming slightly confusing. Like, I'm not really sure how to breed, whether or not to breed from Tartan Jura or whether to keep him racing at the same time, because he might only be good for 2 races a year. he might only be good in 2 races. And maybe they were flukes last year. Maybe that was his peak. But do I keep him breeding next season in the barn until April and then bring him out for 2 races? So if he's not really getting anything done, then that would make a little bit of sense, maybe, to me. I don't know. Have your say. Comment section down below. If you haven't already, please do like and subscribe. Closing in on 1,000. So yeah, not far away. Would love to hit that milestone. Again, I think I've hit it once before. And then sadly, my enforced break from YouTube for a number of years means we did fall back underneath it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying being back now and doing as many videos as I can. So yeah, if we can get that going, that'd be lovely. But I'm a little confused here. Just a touch confused. It looks like we're going a second week with duty. That's fine. Now, Josie, in a race I don't want to run. I really don't want to run. I'm going to delay it a second. So I've actually got another question, which is something I've been thinking of in the back of my mind a little bit as well. If I'm building a new schedule, at the moment we don't like running in France because they've got a lot of graded races, and their horses just then are naturally better because, the bigger races they win, it seems to be that that their rating goes up, they develop more. The better race you win, the more your potential kind of jumps in general. So they could be getting better and better horses year on year, which kind of snowballs. Whereas Britain doesn't really have a graded system, and the game kind of punishes you for that. And even though I know that they do have a graded race, the British grades are more for handicapping purposes rather than just a quality purpose, like the American system or other systems used elsewhere as well. So yeah, I do feel that gives the French horses an advantage in general. But if I do this new schedule and I put all the grade 1, 2, and 3s in from Britain and all the grade 1, 2, 3s in from Ireland, we should see our horses develop a lot more. And also, there won't be a lot of French grade 1s on the schedule, or graded races on the schedule, which means they won't be developing in the background to races that we just can't win even if we went and ran them. And in my mind, that would lower the quality of the French field by a bit. It would elevate the British field by a bit. And we might be closer to them. Does it then make sense to add in a few big grade 1s from France? Maybe it does. Maybe we keep a couple of big races from Japan and just little scatterings here or there, but I think maybe we could do that and make that make sense. But again, have your say in the comment section on that, because yeah, I wanna look at that schedule. I wanna try and figure out a way of doing it to the point of where it works. Number one. And by that I mean it doesn't crash the game. There's a good spread of races throughout the year. There's plenty of graded races to run to actually improve everybody's horses, ours and the game breds. And we're not going to get to, and 3 or 4 seasons in and realize there's a big issue with it and we need to do it again, or just stop playing jumps. So, yeah, without me having to rewrite the entire feature race file, which is very annoying to do as well. I do want to change some of the graded races and make the Grand National a grade 1 for sure. But, yeah. If you have any input on that and kind of any suggestions for that, please do let me know. I think I've delayed as much as I can. Top weighted, top rated, joint favorite. Sure. Grade 2 in here. Yeah, I think the top weight kind of kills us just because, like I said, I give them like a 20-point advantage over us in general. So I would have us kind of middle of the park. So quality-wise, maybe middle of the park, slightly above. Yet we're carrying the most weight. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm right or if I'm wrong, but that's just what I've seen from France. 2 mile 6, I think, suits the Grand Steeplechase de Deauville. Class 1 listed handicap for 5-year-olds and above. Your favorite, your highest rated, your only non-domestic, and starting off at the rear, known Josie. And this is not where you want to be because, no, we 100% can get blocked off. Luckily, it's a very wide turn. The field has not coalesced out in front of us. It gives us a lane. Now we're kind of sitting in a pocket of horses where we might get caught up. Rash Oak has fallen to a bit of a poor jump from a lot of horses there, including Josie. We got the Greg just behind Janien, Ship's Biscuit in third with Flesh Nolly and Messiah in the top 5. There comes Welsh Autumn up the upside of Messiah. We got French Opera there. Francis Alba has also pulled up with an injury. Oh my God, Flesh Noir Lee just got brutally murdered by that fence. Tried running through it, seemed to catapult itself forward. Another poor jump by Gnome Josie. They were in camera range. They were looking okay. Now they're pretty much near the back of this chasing pack. Dream of Fortune is the only one that is back out of the way. We try and take a narrow bend. We're inside the final mile. We're on the back stretch. We got a few more jumps to go. There's 11. Gnome Josie hasn't jumped well yet. Has jumped poorly a little bit. Messiah will fall. And that kind of leaves a little vacuum up front, which Alvernia is going to try and fill. The Grey still leading out. Back to Janne and Welsh Autumn on the inside. Down to the final 2 furlongs. Gnome Josie is not only last, but last by 5 or 6 furlongs. Nice jump by Avernia. Solid by the Grey on the penultimate jump. Down now then to the final furlong on the home stretch. Alvernia's pushing out. Good jump by them. Gonna coast on through to take this. French Opera, Welsh Autumn, passing the Grey. Janien just up there as well. Coming up probably to take 5th place. Then there's no panic. Dream of Fortune. Gnome Josie does beat Ship's Biscuit. 4 not finish. 9th place is last. And we're very, very close to that. That was kind of a poor run. But that's why we do not run in France. There has been a question, why do you not run in France? If I'm creating a new schedule, why am I not going to include French races if it's producing the same horses that we're racing against? Because whether the trip to France is too long, or whether the difference in quality is so high, as I say, I would handicap this as a 20-point advantage on every French horse. So we would be at 141, and that's where we finished, if you look at the field. Like, you know, kind of in the middle, which is where our handicap weight would have been. But we pulled top weight, and top weight by a clear stone. So that kind of sucks. So I don't go to France unless I really need to go to France. I don't feel like I did really need to go to France there, to be fair. Don't be a gelding. Okay, okay. A little grade 2. He's won 2 of them. Going to Rickerton with Wala. That's interesting. That's really interesting. You know I can't stay away for that for 70,000. There you go. Just under 100 grand. Yeah, I think like 88, kind of what you're looking for. Yeah, just runs okay. He has won at like 2 mile 1 furlong. Has run okay at 2, 4, and 2. I'm expecting a little bit of adaptability. Nothing super crazy here on this page. A little laid back. But yeah. Yeah. Another Tartan. That's the good thing about this schedule. If you do see a horse that's won like grade 2s, grade 1s, then their potential rating should be pretty dang high. I don't hate the horse, don't love the horse. Don't think it's the best cruising burst, extra speed, anything like that we've seen. The adaptability is actually quite poor. So I'm not sure where this 2 mile to a little over 2.4 actually works out. Yeah, they were eased. They were way back. Um, yeah, okay. Faded a little, but ran okay. Not a million miles behind Blue Charm. Ahead of Lanethor Fox. And ahead of Half Quant. So, can kind of get an idea of this horse. I think borderline we could win a grade 1 if we book it right and if we get the distance right. So looking at 2 definitely wouldn't be it. 2.5 definitely wouldn't be it. Two two, 2.3, somewhere around there, maybe. 2.2 feels about right. 2.1 to 2.2 definitely feels right. There's 1 at 2.1. Yeah, okay. Um, huh. Is it worth us sending them to Rickerton? I don't think so. Don't think so. There's just not going to be any kind of races here. Yeah. Um, I guess that kind of makes sense in a little way. I got no idea which jockey to put on them. Uh, yeah, Woods. Like I was trying to remember name. Woods is one I remembered. Yeah, this should be kind of interesting because I feel like Waller likes 2-4 and has like a 55 stamina. You go to Malibu Sun, has 55 stamina. Malibu's definitely a better jumper. They both don't have great stats, but Malibu's better. And then, yeah, definitely slightly less cruising burst, but a lot more extra speed, a lot less potential. So interesting, but yeah, I think 2-4 could work, but it looks like Malibu Sun's been running better around 2-1. But that stamina bar being the same as Wala, and Wala doing the only two races they've run well at all recently have been the Merlin Chase and this handicap at 2-4. Grade 3 handicap, 2-5. Won this handicap, 2-5. So I don't think we want less than that. Doesn't feel like we want less than that. Especially almost winning the Merlin Chase. If that is the case, then Malibu Sun should be running well at 2-5, 2-4. Instead, seems to like 2-1. Am I misreading Walla? I don't know. I have to be pretty honest with that. I don't actually know, but that's the last of our breeding to be done. Unless known Josie goes into the barn, which very much could be on the cards. To be honest. I don't know if I want to do this. I think I've got to do it to see. Malibu Sun's got 2 grade 2s, and if nothing else, will go into the breeding barn and do well. Tanjura can go into the breeding barn and do well. Walla can go into the breeding barn and do okay. I don't think there's any point in putting Foxtrot Romeo in the breeding barn at all. And unless we get mental progress on the potential bar, Waffle Pedre won't be breeding. Magic Man will, but that's going to take some years. And I don't think either of these end up in the breeding barn. So, yeah. Yeah. I think I've got to test it. I think I've got to try. I think I've got to try. So Malibu Sun, a little higher up the betting than us. I mean, it's both us at this point. I will say the one thing I'm kind of surprised about here is that Green Lightning's your favorite. I like Green Lightning. It's a very, very good horse. But my favorite's Quite a Catch. I think form-wise looks really good. Is also grade 1. Is also a very high rating. From France, I would expect Quite a Catch to be a very good horse. Green Lightning, not bad at all, but Probably my second in the field. I'm just looking and there's no domestics at all. Bunch of 3-year-olds, which is kind of crazy. You never know what they're going to do. Someone could surprise you. Little conditions on flat racing. Yeah, I'd kind of have this a match race between Green Lightning and Quad a Catch, and I'd favor Quad a Catch. If this sixth place is out of the ordinary, which it looks like it might be a little bit too much distance, Russian Affair could have a fun little run as well, I would say. Sando, solid. But the fact that some of these horses are really high up and they're not super high rating and they're not super good form kind of makes me question it a little bit. Linfield Fox, we know is a good horse. LeFou, we know is a good horse. Sandor, Green Lightning, we know are good horses. Quite a Catch, we know is a very good horse. I don't know if either of our horses have a realistic shot at this one, but it's the 2 mile, 4 furlong, 110 yard Grand National Hurdle, Class 1, Grade 1 race at Riccarton. A brand new purchase is in this race. Malibu Sun. Far side against the rail. Coming into the field a little more, you can see them there. And the green cap is Wala. The blue cap, Malibu Sun, starting to make a little progress up towards the front. Quite a Catch, dropping back there on that jump from Linfield Fox. Then LeFou. Larja one back. Russian Affair, Van Doesburg. Then Malibu Sun, 7 days and rerouted. MasterCard Visa, Woodland Dream, Dynasty, Sandor to the Spring, Lunar Limelight, Rock Relief, Impress Lion, Green Lightning, Quill Machinla, Huala, Cranagmore Pursuit, Daniels Kalori, and Bolin Dolly. Halfway in the jumps, we're under a mile and a half from home. Field's kind of strung out quite a bit. Decent jump by Wala. Does look like Malibu Sun's in a good position. Zoom in a touch. Wala just in picture there at the rear. If I concentrate in the front, how much do I have to zoom out to get to Wala? Quite a decent amount, but coming around the outside, running an almighty wide bend to try and come into this, Malibu Sun's going to be a little congested down to the final two. Malibu Sun and Wala are both actually fairly close together in this one. Doesn't seem to be a ton between the two of them. Good horses, not very good, not great. Sandor, Linfield Fox, and Rock Relief up at the front with Russian Affair, Lunar Limelight. Everybody jumps it fairly well. We've only got 2 so far that are out of this race. Wala seems to be dropping off. Malibu Sun not making any real progress. Rock Relief coming from deep up through the middle of the pack will take it from Linfield Fox and Lunar Limelight. Not favourite at all, but it's that French horse that comes and does a job. Not the one we expect, but does a job. Green Lightning and Quad a Catch, can't really split them, and that's kind of why I highlighted them. Gonna watch Lunar Limelight because that was quite a good run. Russian Affair as well. And then Sandor was there. Malibu Sun runs 12th, 15 lengths back isn't terrible. It's not good, but it's not terrible. And then 23 lengths back with LeFou in 16th is Wala. Not terrible. Yeah. Yeah, don't feel this was quite right for Malibu Sun. I definitely think 2-3 or 2-2 might just be a little better distance. Might just be a little better distance. If we can get that right, I think that's going to be a great horse. A bunch of really good horses. We've run against a bunch of them before as well. Definitely a dangerous field here. Again, no domestics whatsoever because they don't have any rating. So, yeah, on the schedule, I think there's going to be very few Australian or New Zealand horses. I think probably 0 New Zealand horses and not that many Australians. So, yeah, we should have no chance. We should possibly be 18th, 16th, somewhere on there, maybe. I'm hoping that we just have a clear run and we show something. So 3 mile, 3 furlong, 110 yard, Grand National Steeplechase Class 1, Grade 1 race. Bit of a tough one, but again, we're testing for distance as well as a little bit of quality. I know the quality level's very high, but I want to see how we run in a big field where we're pretty much one of the worst 4 or 5 horses. Just how we actually perform. Because this is where we need to be. I need to gauge how far exactly we are from it. See, that's a problem. I can't see everybody. Highland River's been unseated. Rest of Rye is in behind us. And then other horses of good name that I recognize in this classic cliche. Micdam in the middle of Red Duchess. Abbey Minster, Chilled, Tobago Bay, Desperate Dan. And right up the front, Ingleby Spirit and Riptide just in behind Lucy Lodge, who would be my favourite for this, and has taken out to the front, so probably not going to win. Yeah, horses like Micdam we know might be a grade 2, but is a solid, very solid horse. Chill's a very nice horse. Desperate Dan, Tobago Bay, we know is solid as well. Lucy Lodge, I think, is just the best horse in this field. I would have Classic Cliche in this as well. Currently, the last horse you can see on screen, that yellow silk horse right there to the right of your screen, Classic Cliche. I think as we come now to the final mile, you might see a little bit of movement from them. The good thing is Foxtrot right now isn't running too badly. I say that, looks like we jumped 20 really poorly. We're just in behind Micdam, just ahead of Micdam though. We're just here. So we're not a million miles away. If we can start making a run, I'm going to focus the camera kind of on us for this point. There goes Micdam, dropping back sadly. On our outside comes even more. And wow, Abbey Minster has gone down there. Vale de Kerdek doing well. Mr. Dreammaker has gone. So Vile will take this. Lucy Lodge in second. Riptide just in third. Classic Cliche coming on very, very strong. And I kind of have us in like 13th place. It was 13th. Love that. Yeah, it's kind of where I expected to be. A little further back, I expected like 28 or so lengths for 37. That's just the way the race went. We kind of got stretched out. But for a 5-year-old to come here, run like that, look pretty good. Didn't jump horrendously, didn't jump very well. I'm going to be very interested to see what they say in terms of how we ran the distance. Hopefully there's some feedback on that. Hopefully. We didn't gain, we didn't lose any rating, which means that's kind of where we were expected to run. Not too bad. Not too bad. A little 3-year-old Irish horse, still right in with us. That's worth a little look at, surely. 6 horses here that fell. I think 5 of them I think 5 of them or 4 of them were ahead of us. So that would put us around the 16, 17-ish range as well. So not too bad, but yeah. The best 2 horses kind of came in first and second. One of my favorite horses came in fourth. Riptide, we know runs well. Tobago Bay, Chilled, Mick Dam, a little down the order from where I thought they might be. But not a bad run. Not a bad run. So, yeah. I know people disagree with me running them in some of these races, but just as testers, like we've now got Malibu Sun. I feel Malibu Sun can win at the grade 1 level. Can't beat a very good horse, but it can win at a grade 1. Kind of like Tartan Jura. Wala is in behind that. I would say in the right grade 2 domestic, I might back Wala to win there. Something like the John Durkin Chase is going to be really interesting. And this year's Merlin Chase is going to be fairly interesting. We ran that well last year. But yeah, I've got to be honest. I might move one or more of those races over to Malibu Sun and check out the 2 mile 3, 2 mile 2. Just to see if there's anything there that Malibu Sun can run and maybe do. So, yeah, the 3 that should be in their peaks or just about to come onto their peaks do look good. Now, Josie, I don't think I'm going to keep out for the Ascot Chase because I don't feel she's really going to progress too much. I'm a little worried about Wala. But I think breeding-wise, we've got 2 great studs to work from. That's really going to help. And then we got a couple of okay guys that don't seem to really do too much. Didn't really get enough feedback on distances. I would breed with Foxtrot Romeo, but I don't think that there's much there. I'm actually going to put him out to grass and just see if he jumps as a 6-year-old. And I think that's going to be where we're at. We're going to get this breeding done and then breed with known Josie. And that just leaves us Malibu Sun, Tartan Jura, and then Wala. And I know I'm clearing races off the end, but I'll go through and rebook those as well over time. But I kind of want to set up. Why aren't you jumping down to the bottom? Oh, just give me something to book and unbook. Yeah, I need to set this here first, and then I can reset, right? There we go. So we're in age order. Yeah, I don't think Waller ever gets up to this level, and this is the level we need to be at to win the big races on this schedule. So the good thing is Malibu Sun can be put over onto the new schedule as well. So do let me know what you think about that. But down to 3, we got a massive breeding barn now, 17 in there, 16 of which will be bred to according to Mandem. 14 already have, 1's in progress, 1 to come. And at the Red Oaks is already in full to action front. So we'll kind of see what that looks like in terms of our yearlings. We do have a bunch of yearlings to come in from Plumbu. We got no bribes, so we have pulled in. So, yeah, interested to see your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please do, as I say, like and subscribe. Make sure to share it to your friends if they would enjoy. We're very close to that 1,000 subscriber mark, so please help us get there as quickly as we can. And I'll see you next time. Check out the other playlist. Make sure you check out the memberships. And a confusing time, but we've got some good horses. At least now I can see the future. I can see how things are going to improve, and definitely with a new schedule that provides a better class of game breds, I think we can definitely now start moving forward in the jumps game. So hopefully you'll be there for that. I'll see you very soon. Till then, take care, stay safe, all the very best to you. And let's hope that we have another fun end to the season, because it's not been amazing so far. But big races to come, some good horses to run them. With a little bit of luck, we might just get there.